Stop taking financial advice from internet gurus whose only background is selling courses. True power and global wealth aren't built on a phone screen. They are engineered in boardrooms behind closed doors. Today, we open the corporate ledger to reveal the exact mechanics of an invisible monopoly. And no, we are not going to sell you a course at the end of this video. The room was cold. The air, still. Its walls were glass, overlooking a city that never sleeps. Inside, a long, polished table reflected the muted glow of screens. Men and women in dark, expensive suits sat with practiced calm. They were not talking about food. They were not talking about wellness. They were talking about growth. They were talking about market share. They were talking about shareholder value. The words were soft, the numbers hard. This is where the story begins. Not in a grocery aisle, not in a doctor's office, but here, in a boardroom. A hidden system is managed. It is measured. It is refined. It's designed for profit, not for people. Most of us believe weight loss is a personal battle, a matter of willpower, a journey of diet and exercise. We are told to eat less and move more. We are sold quick fixes. We are sold miracle supplements. We are sold revolutionary programs. But that story is incomplete. It misses the corporate mechanics just beneath the surface. The truth is not in a self-help book. It is in financial documents, in the dry, legal language of an SEC Form 10-K filing. It maps a master plan colder than any conspiracy theory. This is not a secret cabal in the shadows. It is a system of incentives, pressures, corporate strategies. It links companies that make ultra-processed foods to the investment funds that own them, to the pharmaceutical giants that sell the cure. It is a cycle, managed for predictable returns. The goal is not to solve obesity. The goal is to monetize it. On the way in, on the way out. We will not give easy answers or a 7-day plan. We will show the mechanics, we will open the documents, we will name the players, we will explain the tactics, market consolidation, retail engineering. We will follow the money through complex ownership structures and balance sheets laden with debt. It is cinematic. It is cold. It is happening in plain sight. It is designed to make you a customer for life, in more ways than one. To understand the plan, you must learn to read the blueprints. The most important blueprint is the SEC Form 10-K. It is a company's annual report card, dense, often boring, where truth resides. In these pages, companies must disclose their strategies, their major risks, their acquisitions, their financial health. They lay out how they plan to grow. For a mature food company, growth often means selling more to existing customers or buying out the competition. The concept of an economic moat is key. Wall Street loves this term, popularized by Warren Buffett. Maintain advantages, defend long-term profits, brand recognition, billion-dollar ad spend, distribution that controls shelf space, and portfolios engineered for habitual use. Investors look for signs the moat is widening. Acquisitions, increased marketing, new SKUs succeeding. Debt is another critical tool. Balance sheets show liabilities in the billions, often to finance a merger, an acquisition. Market consolidation. Debt service creates pressure to generate steady growing cash flow. That pressure discourages genuine nutrition innovation. It incentivizes the proven formula, cheap inputs, addictive formulations, mass marketing. Cross-reference the 10Ks of Nestlé, PepsiCo, General Mills with institutional holdings. The web becomes clear. The same investors appear as top shareholders across the board. They are not passive. They hold board influence, push for quarterly returns. The strategy that works: consolidation, optimization of an ultra-processed system. The blueprints are public. A machine built for financial efficiency, not human health. Call it corporate biohacking, not to level up your life, but to level up margins, while you fight brain fog after lunch. Planned obsolescence, familiar in tech. Devices slow, parts fail, sales secured. Apply the same logic to human health. What if metabolic health is rendered obsolete, creating continual need for intervention? Not a stated goal, an outcome of short-term profit over long-term well-being. Ultra-processed foods, calorie-dense, nutrient-poor, rapidly digested, spikes and crashes, chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, weight gain, hunger and energy systems dysregulated, a slow-motion breakdown. Tired and foggy? You reach for sugar, for stimulants. Engineered food leaves you unsatisfied. You crave more. Not your failing. A feature of product design. Repeat purchase secured. The problem is created, quietly and legally. As ultra-processed consumption soared, so did obesity, type 2 diabetes, related metabolic disease. Confusion funded, warnings lobbied away, blame shifted to the individual. Meanwhile, the core model expands worldwide. This is the planned obsolescence of health, retail engineered, investor optimized. For every action, there is a reaction. As the health consequences mount, a new, enormously profitable market emerges, the medical fix. Enter the GLP-1 drugs. Medications like Ozempic and Wegovy, developed for diabetes, now drive significant weight loss. Demand is unprecedented. Manufacturers' valuations skyrocket. A new economy is born, the second act of the master plan. The system that profits from the problem now profits from the cure, and it's very profitable. Not one time, chronic, potentially lifelong. A single patient can be tens of thousands per year. For investors, the holy grail, recurring, high-margin revenue. A built-in customer base, created over decades by the food environment now being treated. Look at shareholders. The same institutional funds with massive stakes in food also hold pharma. A perfectly hedged portfolio. They win when you buy the snacks. They win when you buy the shot. A brilliant, self-reinforcing loop. Value captured at every stage. Now the GLP-1 economy builds its own economic moat. Patents, billions in marketing to doctors and consumers, insurance coverage via lobbying. Alliances formed, supply chains controlled, a new dependency created. This does not diminish real science or relief. It places it in context. The most profitable conclusion to decades of demand creation. To see the full picture, follow the money, not into one company, but across the landscape. You won't find separate trees, you'll find a tangled web. A single asset manager can have positions in a food producer, a packaging company, a grocery chain, a pharma lab, strategic stakes in a fully integrated value chain. Market consolidation, built with debt. Leveraged buyouts borrow huge sums, placing the debt on the acquired company. Cash flow pressure means cheaper inputs, layoffs, maximize revenue from hyper-palatable products. Innovation without quick payoff becomes a luxury cut. Proxy statements, fund disclosures, M&A filings, threads of the same web. Pull them back to the same players, same logic. Use capital and consolidation to control markets. This is the illusion of choice. Profits flow to the same few boardrooms. Competition as a stage play. The goal is to capture your dollar, regardless of which box you pick. The master plan ensures the house always wins. We have looked at the system, the blueprints in SEC filings, the capital webs of debt and ownership, market consolidation, retail engineering, profits from the planned obsolescence of health, the GLP-1 economy as lucrative final chapter. The evidence isn't rumor, it's public record. Real doctors trying to help, sick patients seeking care, scientists making breakthroughs, not necessarily illegal, often the endpoint of shareholder-first capitalism. On one side, profits, dividends, rising stock. On the other, medical bills, higher premiums, strained systems, lost productivity, suffering. These external costs don't appear on corporate balance sheets. They are paid by you, your employer, your community, taxpayers. The boardroom has outsourced its greatest expense, the human cost, to society. So we're left with a question, not a simple one, not about one CEO or one product. The system is too big for that. If a product predictably erodes health and the same system profits from the cure, who bears the moral responsibility? Is it the consumer for choosing, the company for designing, or the investor for funding it all? When you stand in front of the mirror or the grocery shelf, are you making a free choice or playing your part in a master plan you were never meant to see? Tell us, where do you draw the line on convenience, medicine, and responsibility? Debate the science and ethics below and join the elite circle.